Hello and welcome to a nice place in nature. I realized that I have not used the Nikon D200 for quite some time, so I decided to come out super early in the morning to get some, I hope, nice sunlight and some nice fog and to get some interesting nature shots. This camera has quite nice colors for that sort of those type of photos, so yeah. So let's see how it goes. I don't have any like solid plan or anything. I'm mostly improvising, trying to find some interesting spots. And the sun has just risen behind me, so yeah, I should start taking the photos pretty fast. Yeah, but now the sun has properly risen and I stopped at this quite nice location here. Wish would be even better if my shadow wasn't right in the sun. And now I realize that I have the camera on ISO 1600 because last time I used this camera was for night photography, so you can change it to something more manageable, like preferably 100. Some weird factor there in the background, but I don't know, I don't mind having factors in my photos. So, but it's not really the vibe I'm going for in this time, so maybe I'll not include it. I guess I should take out my longest lens. I have a 105mm AFD, and well, the thing I like about the Nikon D200 is that you can use these old AFD and AF lenses from the 90s. They work perfectly fine with them, and unless you're doing like sport photography, like some slow autofocus is not really an issue. Okay, so let's see what I can do with the macro lens. I don't know, sort of, this scene is so nice and everything, but taking good photos, and that's always a challenge. Well, it is a macro lens, so I could shoot macro with it, or go a bit closer. Even though this scene looks so nice, I think I need to continue. There were some nice spots which I passed on the way. I should not dwell too much here. I mean, it's nice that there is like fog, thick fog down there, but I don't know. It just doesn't work out today. So let's continue to the next spot. I must say, this is a bit random. This like strawberry truck parked here. Well, it could make a shot. Now when the sun has risen, it looks a bit nicer, but I still haven't found any, let's say, exceptional composition or photograph or something like that. And of course the ideal thing when doing landscape photography is to have a spot already set up, like so. Then you just go there when the sun rises. But I want to be a bit more flexible. And actually I'm at the same location I was in my last video about the Nikon D200. But this time there are no horses here, so I have to find something else to shoot. Found a strawberry truck, but it was a bit hidden behind a lot of grass and things. I couldn't really get a good shot of it, I think. But interesting find nonetheless. I'm not finding so many more scenes to shoot. It looks very nice here, but to translate that into a photograph, it's not so easy. At least I can get some, well, sample photos from the Nikon D200. At the end of the video I'll put up the unedited photos versus the edited ones, because I'm shooting raw. So just remember that the Nikon D200 actually turns 20 this year. It was released in 2005, I don't know if it was the end or the beginning, so either it already is or it will be 20 this year. So should you still bother with the Nikon D200 in 2025? Well, why not? I mean, it does have quite nice image quality. Of course, it's not perfect like on modern cameras, but the colors do look very nice. And yeah, and the 10 megapixels is enough for plenty of different usages. Not very high resolution by modern standards, but it's not the most important thing in photography or pictures. And this scene looks very nice here. Try to take some photos here as well. When it comes to the user experience, well, it's basically a professional level body, so it's very similar in its operation compared to modern mirrorless cameras. If you ignore the mirrorless part, I mean, it doesn't have an electronic viewfinder, there's no live view and such things, no video. So as a still camera, it's very well designed, I would say. But don't expect too much from the camera either, because there's a bit of a hype about CCD sensors and the colors they produce and such things at the moment. So just getting a D200 will not make your photography great or anything. You still need to like focus on the basics like compositions and light and such things, which is not really working out that well for me today. So when it comes to let's say vintage experience, I mean, I've sort of got used to using these older cameras, so they don't really feel vintage to me. But if you go straight from a modern mirrorless camera, then it will probably feel very vintage. I think I finally found a really nice shot. At least it looks very nice on the screen of the camera, but yeah, so I'm quite curious to get home and see how it turned out. And now the sun is actually a bit more up even, and it kind of have to be for this shot. If it was lower, it wouldn't work as well, because the sun wouldn't shine as strongly or backlight it as strongly as it does right now. I will definitely come back to this spot in more different conditions to see how it will turn out. If I can get even better shots, of course. Now I'm so excited, like, yeah, I got a nice shot, but then I get home, I might be like, oh, okay, or there's something like a big obvious mistake I did. But in any case, I think I'm ready with this video now. So thank you for watching, and see you in my next adventure or misadventure. Bye.